Well, everyone, you are welcome to another episode of Talk with the Missus. The Missus is here. I'm here. We are super excited and looking forward to today's broadcast. We are confident that you will be blessed. And you know the drill. If you have been with us on this broadcast before, if it's your first time, the drill is to share. This is a time to share, to get others to be with us on this platform. It's going to be a really exciting broadcast today because the subject we'll be looking at is such an important one. We'll be discussing how to identify a person or whether a person is ready for a relationship or not. You know, how do you identify that a person is ready for a relationship? Remember that in the last episode, we were discussing, is it hard to find a man or hard to recognize one? And it was from that conversation, there was a lot that we covered then. And the question of, so how do you identify whether a person is ready for a relationship came up? And we're going to attempt to discuss that and answer that question today. So you're in for a treat. I can promise you that. And I want you to get all your friends and family and loved ones to join with us. I am going to be sharing and I'm going to let the missus, welcome others as they join in. And please give us a shout out. Let us know that you are here with us.
Hey everyone, so good to have you all on board. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are here live on the Talk with the Missus talk show, podcasts, all the casting. We're doing it. So we're glad that you are here. Like I said, do let us know where you're tuning in from and let us know your name in case you haven't done that already. But we are so glad. Why are we glad? Because we have another opportunity, guys. We have another opportunity to be able to speak truth, to be able to bring clarity, to be able to show direction by God's grace, nothing that we're doing. So to be able to lead people decisions, lead people in making things that would transform their life, transform their mindset. Listen, it's all about the mind. How you think, what you think is where everything happens. So, as a man thinketh, so is he. So in our thinking and in everything that we are doing, we are being able to show and shed light so that people's lives can be transformed by renewing their mind and by remembering the word of God and remembering that, listen, this everyday life is not exclusive or independent of scripture. Scripture is in our everyday, guys. Is in our everyday. So in having these conversations, we're able to bring scripture in our everyday and be able to live that God-ordained life that will give us great life, that abundant life that he promised us in John 10:10. He said, I came to give you life and life more abundantly. That's what we want. We want the abundant life. So we're speaking God's word. We're in the scripture. We are discussing on an everyday issues, that people thought is exclusive, but no, it's in the word. So we're going to discuss it and we're going to be able to bring it to life. Now, what do I need you to do? I need you to share the broadcasts. You mean you've been just listening to me chat? I need you to share the broadcast. There's a share button somewhere that you are logged onto and you can share. You don't know whose question is going to be what? Answered. And you don't know whose life is going to be transformed. So please share today's broadcast. It's going to be a blessing to you, but it's going to be a blessing to others also. So let's do it. Let's get in the business of sharing.
Yeah, very important that you do that. And we want to welcome those who have joined in. We see here Ami Kanu said, wow, lovely. And she said, greetings from Newcastle.
Oh, amazing.
We are so delighted that you're with us.
Yes.
We've got here Reverend Father who says, who have said, good evening, Papa and Mama.
God bless you.
And he says, Mama, you did not bless me on my birthday. You didn't send a prayer, or maybe it's something else.
I sent a prayer, but blessing. There's a different blessing.
Are you sure?
Well, I said prayer, but Yeah, I sent like a message on his. Maybe he didn't see me.
Yeah, maybe he didn't.
He didn't see my message. Kai, sorry.
Okay, so we've got Lenny's Escape.
Yeah.
And it's a blessed afternoon to the man and wife of the hour, Ellen Shelley, Kingston, Jamaica.
Amazing.
So nice to have you with us. We've got Noram, who have said, good evening, pastors.
God
and
bless
all.
you.
She's joining from London.
Amazing.
And we've got Nanot Carton, who said, good evening, my beautiful family from Florida.
Good evening to you too, Nanette.
That you are with us.
Yes.
We've got Sean Johnson, who said, hello, Pastor Moses and Chioma. Always a breath of fresh air to see you both.
Oh, how lovely.
Thank
good
you.
To see you too.
So good to see you.
And she said, we haven't seen any of you in beautiful Florida since 2026.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? What is happening? Don't worry. The Lord will answer your prayer. He will answer your prayer. We will come. We will come by God's grace.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he said, I was waiting for prayer. That's Father. Yeah.
You did. That means you didn't see my message.
No.
There was too many messages.
Yeah.
Too many messages. I sent it on the very day. But check your messages on Facebook.
Yeah.
Check it, please.
Okay. Yeah. And then you've got Dion Morgan. Do you want to read that?
So Dion, she says, greetings to lovely Mr. and Mrs. Omoviye joining Dion USA.
Great.
God bless you,
God
Dion.
bless you. Thank you for joining.
Yeah. And Regine, she says, good evening, Pastor Moses and Pastor Chioma, watching from Nottingham.
Yeah.
Nottingham, what are you doing? Okay. All right.
I think her sister is in Nottingham.
Oh yeah. She told me that she goes she's super aunt, super.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
Yeah.
All right, so it's good to have all of you with us. We're super excited. Please join in the conversation and put in your comments. We would be so delighted to read them.
Yeah.
As we have said, the last episode we looked at, is it hard to find a man?
Yeah.
Or hard to recognize one? And obviously that led to a lot of discussions, which brought up the topic, how do you know that someone or whether a person is ready for a relationship? So we're going to attempt to discuss that. Now, as we do here on Talk with the Missus, we don't just want to be the ones talking. We want to be able to hear from you. So we encourage you to send us your comment in the comment section on Facebook, on TikTok. For those of you who are joining us on TikTok, join us on TikTok, send your comments, and then on YouTube. We're broadcasting also on Telegram. Is that on?
It will be.
Okay, so on Telegram as well, and so you can join us on Telegram as well, and you can send your comments. So we'll do well to read out all the comments. Yep. Okay, so I'll just wait for you to do that, and then I would want to begin the conversation.
You go ahead. Don't worry about me.
Okay, all right. So I'm going to ask you, all of you online, we'd like you to send in, how do you know that someone is ready for relationship? By the way, welcome Stella Chidima, greetings from Nigeria. She said, God bless you. Thank you for joining us. Fene said, back to class. My father is looking sharp. God bless you, man.
From Nigeria, she said. So when you don't do things when you're meant to do them.
Okay, so how do you know that someone is ready for a relationship? How do you know?
Okay, to me.
Yeah.
All right. I think for me, one of the ways that you know somebody's ready for a relationship is if they are clear. They themselves know that they're ready. The Bible talks about when I was a boy, I behaved like a boy. But when I became a man, I put away my childish things and behaved like a man. So there's a way that you will just know by your behavior. You're not just in the business of carrying girls or carrying phone numbers, or let me see, I'm going to link up with this one on Monday, another one on Tuesday, another one on Wednesday. You just put all those playboy behavior, link up behavior, all those kind of foolish things away, and you're now focused. You know what it is you want and you go for it. If you're in a relationship, you know where the relationship is heading. The relationship is heaven bound. Well, yeah, by God's grace, you're actually experiencing heaven on earth in a relationship. But your relationship is altar bound. You know that I want to be with this person, not just for the right now, but I want to be with them for a lifetime, and I want to marry them. Sometimes, like, you know, that conversation of I want us to talk, where's this relationship going? Some of them kind of discussions are not even needed if it's so clear. The person is clear. The Bible talks about a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. When you can't predict somebody, there's certain things that if somebody was trying to get through to my husband, and let's say they couldn't get through to him, they now call me, and it's a decision that needs to be made, that he needed to make, and they can't get through to him, they need to now speak to me. There's a way that I understand him, that I would now know, okay, this is what I think he will do, or this is what I think he will say. I understand him so much that he's predictable in his dealings, he's predictable in his decision making, he's predictable in his pursuits, that I will now take on that role of what it is that he was meant to do in his place. So somebody that you're in a relationship with should be so clear in the kind of things that they're pursuing, that you know that they are with me, not just for now, but they want to marry me. Then that's like a indication. But even when you have conversations, if it's not the full, straightforward, where's this relationship going conversation, even when you're having conversations, you know the kind of things that they're saying is so clear, is so understandable, that you know that this person is looking to marry me, or we're working towards marriage. We just haven't officially married or gotten engaged or anything. But in saying that, it's still very risky if you just stay on the I think I know what he wants, I think I know what he's going to say and he's going to marry me. No, he should make it very clear to you that he wants to marry you. I'm going on that, but I'll leave you to
Okay, so thank you for that. The person should be clear. I'm going to be touching some things as well. I think that one of the ways to know that someone is ready for a relationship, I mean, when I say ready for a relationship, is that they become financially responsible. Yeah. I one of the ways, and I've got a lot that, as I was thinking about this subject today, I've got a lot that I have, mentally listed out. Okay. Yeah, but I want to begin with this one. Yeah. Somebody who is ready for a relationship becomes financially responsible. And I mean, whether that be a guy or a lady. Yeah. When a lady is still financially irresponsible and lacks financial management, they may desire relationship, but they are not really ready for relationship. Yeah. And when we speak of relationship here, I'm speaking of marital relationship. They are not ready for marital relationship, because anybody who is ready for marital relationship, you begin to shred from your life the things that can become potential problem. Okay. You look at yourself and you ask yourself, if I am joined together as husband and wife, with this person or with somebody, now with this kind of habit, let's call it shopaholic habit, where whatever money I earn does not remain. In fact, the money finishes. I'm earning salary, but it finishes before the end of the month. Yeah, there is not, and I can't account for it. Now, if you maybe assuming she's responsible for herself financially, she pays rent, she pays this and pays that, and her budget means that she covers all of that, but she can show where the money goes to.
Yeah.
Clearly show it, and it's to responsible things, not just shoes, clothes, going out, Uber, friends days, and all of that.
Yeah, girls trips,
and all of that. And that's what is eating up. That person is a sign the person is not ready for relationship. You know why? Even though they desire relationship, take note, there's a difference between desiring a relationship and being ready for relationship.
Yeah.
So they may desire relationship, but are actually not ready for one.
Yeah.
The reason they're not ready for one is that this habit is going to destroy any potential marriage that they go into or any relationship they go into. In fact, they may not even get to the point of marriage, because when someone starts dating them and identifies that habit of spending where there is no if it's a man, the man will be thinking
borrowing, spending, borrowing.
Borrowing.
Borrow me?
Yeah.
Can you borrow me? Can you buy this for me?
If it's a man, the man will be afraid of his future. And he would be. And say, this woman that spends money like this, are we going to be able to achieve anything in the future? Achieve anything together? Because what she gets is not enough. And it can do a mental mass based on what she's getting, and look at other people who are working in the same sector as her, earning the same thing, and seeing what they are achieving, but looking at her, and it's never enough. She's in debt, she's in this and all of that. So she doesn't have financial management. So to him, she desires relationship, but she's not ready for relationship. Because we're speaking of readiness. And I'm looking at it from practical point. And it can also apply to the man. He may be a guy, who is reckless financially, does not have, a trusted financial management system. He desires a woman, he desires a marriage, he desires a relationship, but he's not ready, because how is he going to be able to finance a family if he does not have proper financial management? So I think, how do I know that someone is ready for relationship? Financial responsibility is a key factor to knowing. It is said that more marriages break for financial reasons than for infidelity and than for anything else. There are more marriages that end up in divorce for financial reasons compared to anything else, even infidelity. If I heard statistics this week that, many marriages will survive infidelity longer than they will survive financial recklessness.
Wow.
So you think about that. So you may be listening to us this evening, you are a lady, you are a guy, and you are not financially responsible. You may be old in age, but you are not ready for relationship yet. All right? I don't want to keep going on because I've got a lot to say. So maybe I'll let you. And then there are people are sending us things as well, which I really would want to read when you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. No, I agree with you 100, 1000% even, because it's a stress killer. When you don't have enough, or you're always put under pressure financially, you're backed up against a wall, and it's a stress that can be avoided. So if you're not able to manage your finances well, or make what you have be enough, sometimes people say, "Oh, it's because I don't have enough. I don't have enough." No, some people can achieve much with little, but unfortunately, some people achieve a little with much. So the issue is not the quantity.
Some people achieve nothing at all with much.
Yeah. The issue is not with the quantity, is with what you put your money on assignment to do. So priorities, when you don't get the priorities correct, it's a mess, really.
Yeah.
And it it's a knock-on effect, a ripple effect on everything else, and it doesn't work. All right. So for me, another one, the Bible talks about we have to be content. Yeah. We've learned that in whatever state that you're in, you're content. In a relationship, when you now know that you're ready for a relationship, you are content. You're content. If this is the man that is for you, or this is the woman that is for you, you are content in that person. You find all your joy, you find all your peace, you find all your love from that one person, and your eye is not looking everywhere else. So being content with the one person and not still holding out or opening a door for somebody else shows us that you are ready, and it shows yourself also. The moment you're able to give your heart to one person, to have them to hold for till death do you part, then you now know that you're ready for this lifetime commitment, because the thing is, it's a lifetime commitment. But if you are you're saying that, okay, I love them right now, I love everything about them, I love this about them, I love that about them, but then the things that you listed that you love about them, if they now change, would that your love also change? So you have to be content in them, that everything that comes with them, I'm content that this is my husband, this is my wife forever. And you're starting a lifetime journey together. In any journey, there's some surprises. There's some things that you were not expecting. There's some things that you were hoping for that did not now happen, or that were delayed. It doesn't now mean you now come out the plane, or you come out the car, or you come out the journey and start looking for the new journey. No, you work it out together. So being content with the person that you're about to say I do to is very important, because then you, in your heart and in your life, you will find every fulfillment from them, and your eye will not be wandering.
Okay. Yeah. So you come to a point where you can be content with one person.
Yeah.
Where you can be content with one person, when then you know is ready for relationship. So assuming you meet somebody and they are not someone who is content with one person. They are seeing A, seeing B, seeing D, then they are not ready for relationship. Yeah. Or they are comparing. Comparing. They are comparing A to B to C to D, then they're not ready. One of the things that shows that you're ready for a relationship is that you outgrow comparison. Yeah. You outgrow comparison. When you are still at the point of comparing, then you are not ready for relationship. All right, let's read some of the comments that we've got. We've got here. So this is who you said, greetings, beautiful people of God watching from Ohio. Thank you. Okay, so Lenny Escape said, selfless, ready for compromising, sharing, be clear about what they want. Yeah. So you know that a person is ready for a relationship when they become selfless. Yeah. In fact, you see that most children are selfish. Maturity, yeah. When a person begins to mature, then they become selfless. Yeah. Yeah. Do you understand?
Consider another person's needs
greater than their own. Yeah. Not like I want it. Yeah. It has to be, if it's not my way, then it's no way. That person is not ready for relationship. That's the truth. So if you have such a habit where if it is not my way, then it's no way, then the person is not ready for relationship.
They're not ready, and they're manipulated. The worst thing about that kind of scenario is such a person would manipulate everything until they get their way. You won't find joy, you won't find peace in such a relationship. Yeah. So even on the spin-off of that is like the red flags. If you see somebody that is always pushing their own way, pushing, it must be my way, it's a red flag, my dear. There will be things that genuinely you think that is good for the family, because we're both meant to be working together for the betterment of our life today and our future, and then even our generations that will come after us. Yeah. But if I'm only considering me, and I'm considering me right now, I'm not even considering me in 2 years or 1 year or even 1 month. I'm only considering me right now, and the decision that you want to make is considering us in 10 years, but I'm so hooked up on me right now, it's not going to work. There's going to be a total clash. So such a person, if work on that person, and if they don't agree, then it's time to walk away. Look, a broken relationship is better than a broken marriage. As much as you feel like, oh, it took long to find this guy. Look, God will bring you the one that will not give you a headache. Yeah, we don't want headaches.
And then also you need to check yourself as well, because sometimes we just examine people. You examine. Yeah, because I don't want you to be hearing this just for people. You should hear it for yourself.
Yeah.
Am I financially responsible?
Yeah.
Am I accommodating, or is it my way or no way? You have to hear it for yourself, because you see, it's very easy to hear something for others.
Yes.
Without hearing it for yourself. You can't change other people, but you can change yourself. It's easier for you to have yourself change than other people.
It's true.
All right. So Lenny Escape said, absolutely, yes, sir. Especially being ready to be open and honest about income and expenditure. Yes, this is when I was talking about finances. If you are not at the point where you know that you can be open about your income and expenditure with someone else, and transparent about them. If you are not at that point, even though you desire relationship, you are not ready for relationship. You have to be at a point where you can be transparent about your income and expenditure with someone. Then you know that you are ready. These are very important matters.
So backstory a little bit. Yeah, because we're dropping, somebody said we're dropping gems. Yeah, but let's backstory a little bit. So when Pastor and I were courting, in our courtship days, that our courtship was not all the let's go to this restaurant, let's go and watch this film, let's be holding hand in the park and staring each other in the eye and say, no, it's your turn, no, it's your turn, no, it's your... We weren't doing that. My man over here was like, listen, we need to plan for our life. We weren't even planning for the wedding. He left me to do all the planning for the wedding, but he was like, anytime we're coming together, because he's a busy man, flying here and there, different countries. He said, look, whenever I'm spending time with you, I need to make sure that we're spending time for our life, our future life. So what did we do? We got an A4 hardback book to write. And inside that book, he said, okay, every time that will come together. I'm there thinking, I don't know what I was thinking anyway. I was just there like, okay, but I was there. He was there like, anytime we come together, I want us to write in this book. I was like, okay, what's the book? So the book is, this book, we're going to use it for our courtship. Every time we come together, we're going to discuss one topic every time we come together. So one of the topics was income and expenditure.
Yeah, when we say a book, it was a plain book.
It's a plain book. We wrote in it.
We wrote it. Yeah.
Don't worry, we're gonna replicate it, because we need it. Really helped us. It really helped us. The Bible talks about write the vision, make it plain, so that those that will come will know how to run with it. Even us, it will help you. There's a psychology of writing things down. You remember what you've agreed, and you will just know what to do. So we were writing down. So one of the chapters was income and expenditure. Here's Pastor Moses now. Okay. We're going to talk about income and expenditure. So on this, I want you to write down what your income is and the your assets. Yeah, it was assets and liabilities. Yeah, it was assets and liabilities. Oh, it wasn't even income. It was assets and liabilities. Sorry, it was not income and expenditure. So assets and liabilities. I want you to write down all your assets and everything that you own that is that you class as an asset. I was like, do you call car an asset? He's like, no, it's a liability. So I'm like, okay, everything. I was writing down everything. When it was now asset, like I said, I asked him, is a car an asset? He was like, no. I was like, oh. So I now have to write the only one that I thought was an asset into liability. So I now wrote that into liability, and then writing all the different debts, not like reasonable debts. Yeah. Okay. I'll get to that point. Wrote down everything. So he now had his turn to write it as well. By the time I would now discuss, because we were writing down and then we came together to now discuss it. So on the same book, but we came together to discuss it. Chioma's assets and liabilities, Moses' assets and liabilities. So when he was now reviewing what I wrote, he said, there's a lot of debt here. How did you get into these debts? Because remember, for those that didn't know, when I met, I was like a new convert, and both my parents had passed away. So maybe I'm thinking maybe he's thinking, okay, she's had to go into some loans and whatever to try and take care of herself now that she's standing on her own 2 feet. She doesn't have any parental backing and support and all of that. So let me even understand like what happened. Why are you in these debts? What was going on? Oh, I was inside one store. And they were saying sale, and this shoe and this bag and this and that. So he was like looking at me like, is this girl serious? Is she serious? Like, so he was not like, he just waiting for me patiently. If anyone knows Pastor Moses, he'll wait for you patiently to finish. So he waited for me patiently, and I said, okay, all these debts, you're gonna have to pay them. Yeah. You have to, before we get married, because I can't marry you with all these debts. I'm there thinking, oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, let's see how we can work on this. Yeah. And then he now dropped the bomb. And I said, but I'm not gonna help you pay these debts. You're gonna have to find a way and pay these debts by yourself. So I was not like, oh my goodness. So look at me. I was like, okay, it's fine. It's fine. I will pay the debts. I'll pay. I was like, what am I gonna do? Like when I left, so what am I gonna do? I need to pay all these debts. So, and I had to go get two jobs to now work to pay myself out of these debts. By the time I now finished paying the debts, obviously I'm now very happy that I finished paying the debts because, Mr. over here is now ready to marry me. But as well as that, it now showed me, okay, I was lacking financial responsibility, and he was teaching me financial responsibility by pushing me in the deep end so that I can now, sink or swim to get myself out. But the thing now is, I can't do those things now.
You can do debts now.
I can't do debts now. Anytime, like all these things, maybe there's something that we need or what have you, and then the company will now say, oh, it's okay, we can do an interest-free, whatever, we can do a loan, we can do that. I said, no. I'm now remembering that debt that I had to pay to work 2 jobs. No.
And then you think about it, because, those debts were on non-essentials. Yeah, things that you don't really need.
I don't even have the shoes anymore. They're gone.
Non-essential things, just going into debt. And that's why I asked, what
was happening?
What was happening that you got in this debt? If it was important things and essential things, that's okay. Don't worry, I'll pay off this debt.
Exactly. Like, I was, because I at that time I just finished law school.
Yeah.
At least if it's like, okay, I had to pay for my law school tuition.
Yeah.
It will make sense.
Yeah, I have to pay for my law school tuition.
Law school was not even inside.
I have to pay for accommodation.
Yeah.
I have to pay to say, okay, yeah. Okay, you've done well. We'll clear this out.
The sense in this,
because, for example, you think about it. Your student loan is completely cleared out.
Yeah.
Because that was an essential debt. It wasn't part of those debts, that she needed to clear out. No.
Consequently.
Consequently, since we've been married, student
tackling all these debts.
Yeah, but all those shoe, this and that, which you choose, and you think, where are those things? So being financially responsible and being intentional. Being intentional about it is very important. We've got loads of comments. I'd like to read some. Regine said, that sounds like my type of process. It may not be romantic, but it is very beneficial.
Exactly.
Plus, I love to write.
Oh, there we go.
Create the book, please. Yes. Yeah, in fact, we're talking about this book. Was it yesterday?
Was it not yesterday? It was yesterday.
Yeah, it was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. Yeah. We were even discussing with our children yesterday. So, the book will be out. I mean, we've been talking about it for some time. Yesterday, we talked about it again. So don't worry.
Yeah.
It will be out. We've got to post your answer and say money in relationship builds trust and transparency, and lack of it can break trust and transparency.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Make or break.
You've got Pussy Prince said, hello, beautiful pastors.
Hey.
Pastor M was moving with intention.
That's it.
Yes, you have to be intentional. Harvey said, trust pastor.
I'll not marry you to these depths of God.
All right, so let's cover some more points. So we say, how do you know that someone is ready for a relationship? We've touched quite a number of things. I want to touch on this. You know that somebody is ready for a relationship when they do not rely on attraction in giving hearing time. Some people rely on attraction in giving hearing time, and I'll explain what I mean. A guy comes to you as a lady or comes to a lady and so, hello, I'd like to speak with you. And her first thing is she looks at him, or maybe sends a text, may not come these days on socials, sends a text or a message.
Slid in his DM.
Yeah. And she refuses to give him hearing time because by first look, she does not feel attracted. Okay. Yeah. So that person, that lady is not ready for relationship. Because when you are so quick in dismissing attention or proposals, somebody is trying to show you attention and you're so quick to dismiss it because you are not, you don't feel attraction. Because these days, when it comes to issues of attraction, especially the time that we are in, people, haven't you noticed that people are becoming more casual in their looks, in the way they dress? You would see a guy, he would wear he can even wear maybe a short, a t-shirt, wear a socks, and wear sliders. Yeah. And maybe you look at him and you just judge him from that. You don't know that this person maybe is the MD of an AI company, or is an AI consultant. Do you understand? So we are living in a time where you see you may see a lady and she's just on what you call it, hoodie, exactly. She's just on hoodie and all of that, and you just write out, oh, I don't feel attracted. Because what is attraction? Attraction is sight. Attraction is judged by sight. So if you are still a lady or a guy who is dismissive of people so quickly before you even give them hearing time, you are not ready for relationship. If you're ready for relationship, you will give people attention, at least allow time to speak with them, have conversations with them, get to know a bit about them, so that your judgment of whether you are ready is based on something substantial and not just based on look, appearance, or attention. Sometimes some people these days just intentionally wear color riot.
It's
true.
Purple with blue,
exactly,
red and orange.
So ladies, you have to come to a point now. You are not judging by attraction, because there's a lot of ladies who are praying to get married. So, like I said, they desire relationship, but their action does not say they are ready, because they are dismissive. Oh, I don't feel attracted to him. I don't feel this. I don't feel that. I don't feel that. They've not given time to have conversations, get to know a bit about this person, get to know this person before they make a judgment. So I think one of the ways, so you check yourself and ask yourself, how am I open? Am I giving hearing time to people, or am I just dismissing them because of attraction?
No, it's crazy, because the thing is that this day and age, society and the things that we watch and, what's being pushed in the media has a way of forming our frame of mind, or just the things that are acceptable or become normal to us.
Yeah.
Now, this day and age, there's a show. I've never watched it before. I don't think I've watched it now. It's called Love at First Sight. So it's promoting, I think they have it in different countries as well. It's promoting for you to feel that you should know whether this person is for you or not for you by the second you see them.
Yeah.
Love at first sight. And now, you've subconsciously entered into your subconscious, and you're feeling, yes, that's true. I should know. The very second I see him, I should know. And if it doesn't fit what I feel, then it's not for me.
Exactly.
And then you now dismiss everything.
So when I say that statement you made, please don't lose your line of thought.
Okay.
Because you have people who say, oh, when I see him, I should know.
Yeah.
As I see, if I don't feel it, then that's it.
All those are married here. When you saw your husband, did you know? You won't know. You won't know like that. No. Sorry. You were going to say something.
No.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Now, because we have to listen, we're Christians. We live by God's example that he's given to us. He's not dashed us into this earth and say, oh yeah, live. No, he's giving us blueprints. He's giving us mandates. He's giving us things that we should be able to use to help us and to guide us. Okay. Rebecca. Is it Rebecca?
The wife of
Isaac.
Isaac, yeah.
Yes, Rebecca, right?
Yeah.
Rebecca. She was seen by the servant of Abraham when he was sent, go to my family and find for Isaac a wife. He went, he prayed, oh Lord, the first person that will give me water and my camels.
Is it Rebecca or Rachel?
No, it's Rebecca.
Rebecca.
Because okay. Rachel, I always confuse because they both begin with R. Sorry. Oh yeah, Bible students need to confirm it. Sorry.
All right, go ahead, please.
So she now entertained his discussion. Yeah. Meanwhile, he's prayed that find me a wife. Lord, find me a wife. The very first person I see, let it be the wife. She's been approached. He did not come to say to her, oh, I've been sent by my servant Abraham, who's very rich, and all this. She may be looking for a man that's richer, but he did not say it immediately. That I've come from. He didn't say anything. He just said, please give me water to drink. That's the thing. Yeah. The first thing that he done was to ask her for something. Ask her for something. And she obliged. She was humble. Remember, he's come from a far place with camels in the desert. What does that tell you? He's looking dusty. The guy is not looking kept. Yeah. He may have been on the road for many days with or camels. Weeks with camels. He is looking
He'll be smelling
dusty,
the camels.
Smelling
Animals.
everything.
Yeah.
He's asking on top of that. So if you like, looking beggarly. And then he actually asked her for something. But she obliged humbly. Oh, yes, I'll give for you. And I'll even also give for your camels. To give water for camels is not an easy thing. Or those are camels, they store a lot of water. And it's not just one camel, it's a few. And she done it humbly. And then from that, you can see God now rewarded her, obviously, when he now went and he now told her, oh, this is actually my plan. And even after she's already done her thing from humility, in a place of humility, he now opened up his bag and now gave to her a ring to put on her nose. So he now had gold in his bag. He now had gifts to give to her, even though the first thing that he said to her was to beg her for something. Now, in this day and age, those the love at first sight people, would they be entertaining?
No, not even love at first sight, attraction. Okay, because when we say no, I don't mind
it's
love.
Not love
because people attraction. These days are very picky with words.
Yeah.
You know, say I'm not saying that has to be love at first sight, but at least I have to.
I should be feeling it.
Yeah, I should be feeling it. I should feel attracted and all of that.
What are you feeling?
Yeah, you will know whether you are feeling later.
Yeah.
Because your feelings are subjective to parameters. So when you look at somebody,
yeah,
you know, and if it doesn't fit within those parameters, then the feeling is not there. But maybe those parameters are actually there.
Yeah.
And if this lady, Rebecca, did not engage with the servant of Abraham, she would not have known that the parameters of the man that she requires, is actually met in this person.
I'm gonna send you a message. Yeah.
You see it?
Sorry, guys. I just remembered something. It's not easy. Perez, please get Joshua to be in his lesson. I forgot here. Sorry.
So if she did not do that, then the parameters, she will not know that this man actually represents everything that she wants. So attraction should be, people need to be very careful about that, because you can miss out on good people when your judgment is just based on attraction and you don't give hearing ears. You don't give hearing ears. You don't give attention to the people that come into your life. You're dismissive. Somebody came, but I didn't feel attracted. Yeah. This is that. So I didn't just want to waste my time. I did. My dear, you'll be prolonging.
You're prolonging, the process.
Yes. And all
you're
of that.
literally prolonging the process. The point of all of this is that you're too fixated on the container and forgetting that there's a content.
Yeah.
You're forgetting that there's a content. There's something inside that is more substantial and more valuable than the packaging that they package themselves. Some people don't know how to package. Maybe that's why God sent them to you, so that you can help them package. But the content that they have, their character, their ability, their responsibility with money, their ability to be content with one person, all of those things are not in the container. They're in the content.
Exactly. They're not in the attraction.
Yeah, they're all in the content. So focus on the getting to know somebody.
Yeah, get to know them.
Can my life blend with them?
And sometimes, as you get to know them, once you've gotten to know them, then you'll be able to make a balanced judgment of whether you are attracted to them or not.
That's
because at that, when the attraction should actually be.
Yeah.
The attraction should not precede knowledge.
Yeah, of them as a character person.
It is the knowledge of them, of their character, of their person, that should trigger the attraction or the non-attraction.
Yeah.
But if you have not given hearing time and you're already judging attraction, you are not ready for relationship.
Yeah.
You desire relationship, but you're not ready for it.
Yeah, because God could be sending them.
Yeah.
But because your eyes are not open to see somebody that you're not attracted to, you've not seen the person or the people. Because God can say, okay, you didn't go for this one. Oh yeah, let me send John. Or you didn't go for John. Okay, come on, James.
That one.
Oh, you didn't go for Jay. Okay, now let me send Toby. Yeah. Oh, you didn't go for Toby. Okay, let me. But
you'll be missing.
You're not seeing them because you're expecting them to come in a certain way.
All right. So PCC 515 said, I'm more attracted by good positive vibes as long as I can learn something from you than your attires or good looking. Lenny Escape said, looks mean next to nothing.
Yeah.
You could meet a pig in a suit and a gentleman in rags.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. So you need to be careful what you're judging with. Okay, and then I think we've got we've got a lot.
Then we got a lot.
Okay. All right. So from Fearful to Fear said the problem with packaging someone who came unpackaged is that they sometimes go looking for someone else after you have packaged them. What to do in that case?
The problem is that their heart was never right in the first place.
Yeah. So
because if you now took time to now package me, I should be now grateful.
Yeah.
I'm now feeling, wow, if not for this person in my life.
Yeah.
There's certain people that you hear those kind of discussions when many years after, when they're now more successful.
Yeah.
The husband, I think we saw one the other day. the husband was talking about how his wife was fitting the whole family financially and all that for, is it 7 years or something? He's a big man now.
Yeah.
A big man now.
Yeah.
But he was saying he can never forget it, and she was doing it without looking down on me or making me feel like small or anything like that.
And now he's so blessed.
Yeah. That she can, she can chill. So, and she can be looked after in the same way that she was looking after him before.
Yeah.
So
but that's why,
heart issue.
Yeah, that's why if you make your judgments based on getting to know the person, getting to know somebody, you will know their character.
Exactly.
You will know where their heart
you can
is.
sift it out.
It is those things that now powers your attraction. It's those things that powers your attraction.
Yeah.
Then you can get into their life, and the things that you feel you don't like that needs to change, you change. But again, don't be marrying somebody just on the quote unquote to change them.
Yeah.
Take respect, take and enjoy the positives that you have seen in them, which is those character traits that pass your attraction. The problem is when your driving factor. So the first thing for me, before I even start entertaining anybody to talk with them, is I have to be attracted to them. There's no point talking to them if I don't feel attracted to them.
Exactly.
My dear, you will be on the shelf for long.
Exactly. I just remembered now. I think I was going too far with that love at first sight. What of Pop the Balloon, guys? Pop the Balloon. We even done one in our church Valentine's like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
The church Valentine's, we're reading out scenarios of a certain kind of guy or a certain kind of girl on both sides, and pop the balloon the moment you think that you can't deal with this person. When I tell you, for the ladies one, as in the ladies that had the balloon and the scenario of the guy, the first few lines was like, he's I can't remember whether it was describing him outwardly, that he wears clothes that are mismatched, that don't make sense, and this. When I was hearing pop. I was like, you're popping on looks. But that show, Pop the Balloon, most times the person is still walking out of the wherever they come from to collect the mic, and you'll be hearing pop,
and they've not even heard the person. You don't even know who the person is. You don't know the kind of person. And then at the end of the day, people follow. Or you have to be attracted to them before I can even give them hearing ears, before I even hear whatever they have to say.
And then they say the clothes, this one, his shoes, his trousers.
So by the time you're not attracted, because you can be attracted to a murderer, and attracted to a rapist, attracted to a pedophile, a domestic violent person. You can be attracted to them. And you don't know what you have become attracted to. And when you are so consumed with that attraction, before you now start discovering these habits, you're already hooked. You're already hooked. Whereas if you allow to get to know people, and so that your attraction is driven by knowledge, not by sight. Let your attraction be driven by knowledge. How much do you know this person for you to dismiss them? Or how much do you know them for you to settle with them and invest your emotion in them? That is what you should be thinking about. Stella Chidma said, you are right, Pastor. Yes. Attraction. So don't judge attraction from initials. Okay. We need to keep going.
I can't believe this, man. You guys, the conversation has been so juicy that
I still have a lot to cover. And the time is almost gone.
Even me. Okay, there was a comment that I saw before from there, and he was saying, let me see if I can find it. You guys are doing so well. So many comments. Guys are doing so well. Let me see if I can find it.
So is that from
Fene?
Okay, what was it saying?
It was saying something like, if it was this day and age.
Is it here?
Yes, okay. But Ma, if you were to this is when I was talking about the if him marrying me once I've cleared my debt. So, but Ma, if you were to be some if you were to be some of today's girls, for him to refuse to help you clear the debt is a red flag, then he should be labeled stingy. So basically, if it was this day and age,
Yeah.
this thing happened this day and age, and the lady is now saying, "Oh, could you believe it? I was in all these debts, and he refused to help me. He's so stingy." Yeah, this day and age,
And she will not be looking at what the debts were created for.
Yeah.
Can you see how
learned.
Yeah, the lesson has not been learned. Because that
relationship has been destroyed and dashed.
And if by the time you now marry, she will be creating debts in the marriage
and expect him to pay.
Yes, because he has money, he should pay. You'll be creating debt in the marriage for the same kind of rubbish spending.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And then there will be problem in the marriage. And then by the time he's not saying, "But why are you doing this?" It's so you knew this was who I was.
It's not you that pay my debt.
Yes, you knew this was who I was before you married me. I was always like this. Can't you remember when you met me? If you didn't like it, why did you
even pay the debt?
Pay the debt and all of that. So you should have expected this. That you can't you can't now come and change me. This is just who I am. That's what we'll be hearing. Because most problem that people have in their marriage today, there was a sign when they were cutting, but they refused to deal with it at that time. That is the truth. They refuse to deal with it because they don't want to offend, they don't want to sound harsh, they don't want to say make the thing look as if this is that, or it will look unromantic, your life become unreal. By the time you're not married. It's true.
And unpleasant.
Yes, it becomes unpleasant.
All the uns
by the time they're not married. Because most issues that people are facing today. So when you spot those things at that time, like we said, if that money was spent to pay for law school, pay for this, this responsible, this thing, you need I will support you to pay for this thing.
Yeah, you probably would have.
Yeah, I would have.
Yeah.
I would have. But you spend the money on foolishness. Then you said we should come and just pay it to show that you are romantic. By the time you now marry, we have been married now for 17 years without issues. Do you know how many issues? We will not be having talk with the missus. By this time, we'll be sitting in counseling session.
With somebody counseling.
Yes,
it's true.
Forget the fact that we are pastors. There are pastors that we counsel for their marriages.
What are we saying?
We will be sitting with a counselor every 2 weeks Thursday. Instead of having here talk with the missus, we'll be sitting with the pastor. So the problem I have with this, my wife, is spending.
We've flown.
Yes.
All different nations.
Yes, we've gone on flights to fly to other nations to go and handle marital problem of pastors home. Because to deal with it on phone is not enough. So many times the signs are there. And so you should take it and deal with it inside you. Inside you. Very important.
So I think you just have to be realistic. You can't expect. Firstly, it was not his debt. He's not the one that entered the debt. Me with my 2 eyes. In fact, my 4 eyes with glasses.
No, but you could enter the debt, but
foolishly.
What was it for?
That's what I'm saying. It was a foolish,
irresponsible.
It was irresponsible.
Yes, debt. And the way you bring somebody out of irresponsibility is for them to take responsibility.
It's true.
You can't bring somebody out of irresponsibility by just bailing them out. Why do you think that many of these nations, in the third world, they're always needing aid?
And they have
aid for everything. Think of many third world nations always needing aid from the West.
More debts.
From the Western world. Why? And they have resources that are way more than the resources of this Western world is because of irresponsibility. They are being bailed out of irresponsibility every time.
Yeah.
If you want to deal with irresponsibility, you make the person take responsibility. When the person takes responsibility, you will not advise them on how to come out of irresponsibility. Like my wife now, you can't get my wife to get into debt. There is no way. It's just not possible. It's not possible. Even as we are married, somebody, we do this, we do so you can spread it over. My wife, we don't do debts. Myself and my husband, we don't do debt. So we are safe in that. Financially, whatever we do is what we can afford. So we sleep well. We are blessed by so doing. And not that I'm there, maybe I'm there thinking, we have so, but we don't really have it because somebody secretly have created. There are people, ladies that are in debt that their husbands don't know. There are husbands that are in debt that their wives don't know.
Yeah, you took out a loan because you wanted to
took out a loan for something. So the man is thinking that he has saved so amount of money. He doesn't know that the debt is, and by the time those things are considered, they are considered marital debts. So that's the way they look at it. Go to when you deal with family law. They are seen as marital debts, marital assets. That's why when people divorce, they will share the asset, they will share the liability.
That's right.
So if they end up their time, they will consider all the debts and then minus it. So how can you be building on one side? You think you are building, but the other person is scattering
with sledgehammer,
scattering without your knowledge. What do we do now? I have more to say, but time is gone. Maybe we will continue another time.
Yeah, people will have to continue. Yeah, but a lot has been said.
Yeah,
and a lot, I believe, has also been learnt. And I think sometimes it's not about so much information. Is by what do we do with the information that we got.
Yeah.
So a lot has been said. Let us work on what has been said. Financial responsibility. Are you ready for marriage? Are you financially responsible? Those stupid bags and shoes and whatever I was buying, clothes, nonsense. If not that if I continued like that and he didn't pull me up on it immediately, maybe I will not even be married today. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe if we're married, we will not be where we are now.
Who really knows? Yeah. But it was something that by God's special grace, it was dealt with at the beginning. So it's not to say that it cannot be dealt with, but firstly, identify it. This is a problem. This is a cancer that is trying to, or a bomb that's trying to detonate in my relationship to scatter it. So deal with it. Live a content life. Just live below your means and not above your means. What you have should be something that you bought because you needed it, not because you wanted it.
Yeah.
The next one we're talking about is being content. Being content. The person that you marry, you should be happy that, or the person you're in a relationship with, everything about them is you're content with it. Your eyes are not wandering
here and there,
traveling and considering, but I really wanted, the beard, the man with the beard. I really wanted the beard. If you really wanted the beard, then leave this guy. Let him find the wife that's for him, and you go and continue looking for the beard. But if you now realize that this attraction of beard, because the next part we'll talk about is attraction. This attraction of beard is not a reasonable one. I should be looking at the content and not the container. Then let's be doing that, please. These things, they help you to become mature, to become mentally ready. There is a mentality that marriage has and is needed for marriage. So let's have that mentality so that we'll be able to get ourselves there mentally, and then God will bring the person physically also.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you have gotten something. It looks like we're going to have to do part 2 on this one because there's still quite a number of things to look out for in determining whether you are ready. Am I just desiring relationship, or am I truly ready for one? But before we go, we need to tell you about it. I'll let the missus talk to you about this.
Okay, Prayer Fest. Okay, Prayer Fest is coming up. It's a mountain of encounter where God does marvelous wonders, miracles, all the different things. He does it at Prayer Fest. He does it all the time anyway, but God just is like we've called him and he comes. And he comes in full force. This year's edition is the God that answereth by fire. You know, in life there are some issues that is not gentleman that needs the answer. We need the God of fire to answer. So God has said that he's gonna come and he's gonna answer that your issue with fire. So all the different issues, all those small or big or whatever issues, he's gonna answer it by fire. You can see a QR code there. We need you to scan it. Why are we scanning this? We need you to register. Let it be that you get all the details, the booklets, all the different information, so that you are sure that you have everything and you're ready for Prayer Fest. Prayer Fest this last Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, and the following Wednesday, we are having Bible studies that are specific on preparing for Prayer Fest. Why are we doing that? Because we need you to get everything that is available from Prayer Fest. And sometimes if you're not prepared for something, you don't get all of it. You may get some, but you don't get all. And we are good people. We want you to get all. So on Wednesdays, just yesterday, if you missed it, go and watch it back. This coming Wednesday and the following Wednesday is 7:30 p.m. at this same place where you are tuned in from. You will be able to get be part of the Bible study. But scan the QR code. Sorry, it came off the screen. I'm going to put it back now. Scan the QR code so you'll be able to register and know every single dates that we're gonna be. What's the times? It's a 7-day program. And the Monday afterwards, because it's prophetic entry. So it's Sunday to Sunday. The time is 6 a.m. for the weekdays. That's the prayer sessions. And then the Sundays is going to be at 10 a.m. And then on the evenings, or the weekday evenings, it's going to be 7 p.m. So book the time off if you need to book the time off, if you're in a different nation and so forth. We've had people that fly in from different places before. You can fly in, find the hotels and whatnot that's in the area, the address is there, and you'll be able to be there live. If you can't be there live, listen, put reminders all over your phone, all over your devices, and make sure that you are tuning in live. You let it be that God answered you at Prayer Fest, because we say that Prayer Fest is a mountain of encounter, and we believe, God, that you will get your own very specific encounter there too. God bless you, and I look forward to seeing you at Prayer Fest.
Amen. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. As we said, we will do the part 2 of this because we have more points to cover, and I think that this session is very helpful, especially for those who are looking to go into relationship. It helps you to check yourself to see if there are some things you need to make adjustment in. And then also for parents who have daughters and sons who are due for marriage, I think you need to get them to watch this particular session, because sometimes when you try to say it to them, they may not get it. But when they watch something like this, it will speak to them. So some of you have friends, loved ones, and family members that need to watch this. Send them the link and tell them, take your time, watch this, because there may be 1 or 2 things you learn from it that will help to settle you. And I'm trusting we'll have testimonies from people who will just say, this session changed my mind and it helped me to be able to, today, I found somebody, and I'm just grateful to God for the session. We'll be having part 2. We're always here fortnightly, so every other Thursday. So this is not next week Thursday, but the following Thursday. Yeah, we'll be here.
I'm sorry. Let me just come in on a point that you just said, but continue when you're going off. That we have had testimonies of people that because of Talk with the Missus, they had either the issues that they were going through in their life, in relationship has been resolved. And those we've had a young man, or even a few young men, but anyway, the particular one I'm thinking of, he now thought to himself, it's true, I'm actually in a marriageable age. What am I doing with my life? Let me actually, take this more seriously. He then went on, intentionally pursued, got married to his wife, and he's now, he has a child who's about like 1 or so years old. So these practical lessons, they don't just go like that.
They help.
They really do help, and they do help to form and shape and guide people. So God bless you, and thank you for tuning in.
All right, God bless you. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Pastor Moses GCF, FMC TV, and Chioma Omoviye YouTube channel. You are blessed. Thank you always, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Don't forget to join me tomorrow morning for Anzam Privé prophetic prayers. Give a thumbs up to this video and like it, share, and be a blessing to someone. Well, this is where we say